Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to the first Get Paid to Speak networking event. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so excited that you are the early adopters. You are the keen folk that know a good thing when you see it. And I'm really excited to share with you more about this movement, how you can be involved, how you're already involved, in fact, just by the fact you're here. So this is a networking event for business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals who want to get paid to speak. I am Akua Kant. I'm a LinkedIn coach, also speaker and trainer. And I love all things LinkedIn, but I'm super passionate about helping people to be their best selves, but ultimately helping them to be visible on LinkedIn. And what's really exciting is by helping people's voices get heard on larger and bigger stages, they can make a bigger impact. So I'm super excited about that. Okay, so this is our agenda. I think we might be, slightly behind time, but that's okay. We kind of like roll with what's happening. So I'll do a quick intro, whip through a couple of slides, and then hopefully we'll be able to do some breakouts. If not, we can just do a general chit chat and everyone can raise their hand. Hi, this is Akua Kant here, and welcome to the first, but not the only, Get Paid to Speak workshop. This is for change makers, social justice advocates, anyone who is inspired to change the world and to use their voice powerfully.
I'm so pleased to be here at this event. It's been so insightful, providing lots of tips about how to be paid as a speaker.
I recommend this workshop for anybody who wants to be a paid speaker going forward.
Workshop today was so powerful, so intriguing. If you're watching this, please hire her for your next event.
Okay, so let me just start from the beginning. Last year, I founded the Get Paid to Speak movement, and that, as the video clip showed, was an in-person workshop. So I had 6 or 7 people come along, and I shared, some tips and advice on how to get paid to speak. I also demoed my new keynote talk, which is all about LinkedIn, AI, and social selling. So it was like a show and tell. And then after that, people from like around the world reached out and said, hey, wouldn't it be great if you had a virtual event too? So I did a virtual event, and some of the people who are in this session already were in that, which is amazing. And so that was a singular workshop. And then I was like, actually, do you know what? Let's have a movement. Let's really go big. Let's have networking sessions. Let's have opportunities to kind of like really like dig into how we can like do that. But first, I want to share about what is the problem in the speaking industry, because I'm sure that we are not shocked to hear what I'm about to say next. But to me, this just underlines why we need to come together, support each other, and really use our voices, and get our speaker brand to like a high level so that we can be booked and be on stages, whether that's virtual, in person, but we are having the right mindset, we're having the right skills, and we're doing it with power. So here's the first thing. What is the speaker wage gap by race? So you may have heard of the ethnicity pay gap, but I'm just going to actually explain what that is before I assume anything. So the ethnicity pay gap is disparity between, I think, well, global majority or people from other backgrounds compared to Caucasian or white workers. And that is something which organizations in the UK are, some of them are working on, which is great. But also it just shows the fact that in the speaker industry, there is the same problem. We have speakers from all backgrounds, which is great. I want to create a diverse speaker community where we can all support each other and raise each other's voices up. But what we find is that speakers from diverse backgrounds don't simply get paid as much as their white counterparts. So basically, the stats don't lie, and this graph basically shows that white speakers get paid more, and that's a gap, and it doesn't need to be there. And I, with our community, together want us to close that. So I am on a mission to help 1 million social justice speakers, advocates, change makers, and disruptors to get paid by 2030. Isn't that exciting? And you have all started because you want to join the movement, and you've got some amazing and incredible messages to share, some truths to share, and especially now more than ever, we need those voices. So let me just let you know what is available in the Get Paid to Speak community. So we've got this next session that's going to be in February, similar to this, but hopefully it's a bit more tech working. The second thing is on the 29th of January, if for anyone based in the UK or they can get to London, I'm having an in-person event on the 29th, and that's also in aid of the Kamasi Children's Home, and that's where we're going to be talking a bit about some of the speaker brand fundamentals, having a celebration, getting a nice dinner from my mum. Please do join the newsletter if you're not already on it, and DM me if you'd like to be on it. So there's some exciting things that are launching. So I am putting together a Get Paid to Speak global virtual workshops. And that is for speakers who are earlier in their career, 1 to 3 years, who really want to go through the fundamentals of how to build a profitable speaker brand. The second opportunity is a Get Paid to Speak Leadership Accelerator for experienced speakers who really want to elevate their speaking brand. You know, they're already on stages, but they aren't getting paid consistently, or they aren't yet getting paid to speak. And it's more about, you know, helping them to understand their mindset and build their speaker brand. So watch this space. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to launch a poll. Hold on a moment. Okay, the poll is coming now. Hopefully you can see it. Can we see the poll? Okay, the question is, do you want to be paid to speak in 2025? Let us see how we're feeling. Is it a yay or a nay? Because, you know, we don't want to make sure the majority of us do actually want to get paid to speak. And if we don't, then we're probably in the wrong room or the wrong space. Amazing. Okay, cool. So I'm going to end that poll. Thank you for taking part. Just get all the next bit. Okay, so we're not going to answer the question. What we're going to do is we're going to attempt to get into breakout rooms. So bear with me one moment. Hopefully this is going to work. Please do feel free to let us know, you know, have you been paid to speak this year? Feel free to tell us in the chat whether that's a yes or a no. You know, when are you hoping to get paid to speak this year? Is it first quarter thing? Is it a 6 month thing? Is it by the end of the year? Please just give us a sense of like, you know, I want to get paid by March. I want to get paid by July. I want to get paid by December. And what kind of timeframes are we looking at for getting our first paid booking? So we've got July, March, June. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. That's really good stuff. Yesterday. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so okay, does anyone actually know how to get breakout rooms? Any interest in the thing? Because I thought it was just going to be an option, but we don't not seeing one. Hmm. Oh, we don't think we can break up. What? Zoom, honestly. Oh, what? Okay. So this is absolutely a revelation. But do not worry. Do not worry. What we're going to do instead. um, yes, I know. Deep breath, deep breath. You know what? We are 17 people here. And do you know what we're going to do instead? We are going to, I'm going to ask you some questions. And what we're going to do is you can respond in the chat, or if you want to feel brave and actually share, then that's what we're going to do. So the first question I'm going to invite you to do is I would love for anyone who's feeling brave enough to come off mute and tell us what they do and also what is their speaker mission. So that is our first question. So what do you do and what's your speaker mission? Amazing. We've got one volunteer already. Fantastic. Ali, take it away.
Yeah, so number one, my mission is to create awareness around the anger which is within the IT industry, the middle management. I'm also an IT guy since almost 3 decades, and we don't have a voice out there. And I want to be the voice of all those men and women in tech that they feel pressured, they feel anxious, stressed out, but they never seen as a part of the business. We are always the RT guy or gal, and this is very close to my heart. So I hope with the support of the community and your experience, I would be able to launch my podcast called The Angry IT Guy. So
Oh,
that's me.
amazing. That is fantastic, Ali. And one thing that I'm going to mention whilst we're talking about this is a bit later on, we're going to talk about stages and offering stages. So if you have a podcast or encouraging opportunities for people to speak and get themselves out there, then I would love for you to share them. But anyone else who would like to share about their mission? I've got Steve. Great. Go for it, Steve.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've written 3 books. The latest book I've written is How to Become an Employer of Choice. So my mission is to help companies understand how to become employers of choice to attract and keep talent as they grow. Because in the UK, only 10% of people going to work are actually engaged in their work. And if you look at all the figures around that, the cost to organisations, it's huge on absenteeism and sickness. So my mission is to get people into work using good leadership and motivational tools within their organisations.
Fantastic. Thank you, Steve. Laura.
Hello. Oh, it's me again from last night. Hope you're doing well. I hope everyone is doing well, having a lovely evening, day, whatever time zone it is for you. So my name is Laura Elizabeth Quelch. I'm currently marketing mage at LQD, which stands for Laura Quelch Designs. So I've been my own boss for a good couple of years now. I specialize in marketing. I sprinkle magic wherever I go in your marketing. And I specialize on LinkedIn, helping people build out their LinkedIn profiles and creating company pages for their businesses. But excitingly, to do with speaking, I'm pivoting and I'm training to be a hypnotherapist. And December, just this December past, I spoke on stage at the Speak and Shine Summit.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, amazing. And my talk was called How Self-Belief is Your Biggest Asset, Your Strongest Asset. And I put the audience into a trance, into hypnosis. It was really cool. And so my goals for this year are to do more things where it's recorded. So I've done a fair bit of speaking, but I didn't realize until afterwards that no one took any photos or recordings. So that's my goal this year, to get on podcasts and webinars and such and actually be able to share the content.
Amazing. Yeah. And so while talking about that, that is something that's super important, is to make sure that you get assets photos, videos where possible. And obviously you want to get paid, but you know, depending on where you are in your speaking career, and you know, there's a certain level you might want to do to establish yourself. But I think on the whole, we want to be asking to get paid. But what I could say is you could do an exchange, so you do get assets and high quality assets. That is a good thing to do, because that gives you like leverage for getting other opportunities. So is there anyone else? Did I see a hand? Yes, Zoe Jane. Yes, go for it.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Amazing. Good evening, everyone. Lovely to meet you. My name's Zoe, and I'm a proud dyslexic individual. So my mission is all about spreading the awareness and the authentic view of what dyslexia is like for a woman who is mixed heritage in her 20s, trying to navigate this crazy world. So I do a lot of speaking gigs, just talking about what it's generally like, whether it's in a work capacity. My background before I moved into employability was sport. So I speak a lot about how sport has a massive, we all know the power of good for sport anyway, but how it can affect someone who's neurodivergent. And generally all I'm about is just being authentic and just giving people maybe a slightly different perspective as to what dyslexia actually is. So yeah, my mission's all about just being authentic and spreading the word, and I guess giving a different perspective on things.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I can see another hand. Oops, hold on a minute. Where did I see it? No. Is there somebody else? Oh yes. Adam, go for it.
All right. So I'm probably the unusual one here because I'm the white male who is an active ally in terms of trying to drive the change and use my own background and
Love
experience and
that.
voice to make the world a more just and equitable place. I'm I'm in Boston. I come from a 20-year nonlinear corporate marketing background, but I've spent the last 4+ years building what I call an energy coaching practice. And I wish I could say that was about mystical stones and sorcery, and maybe I'll pull that in the next 5 or 10 years. But it's about really how I've now worked with hundreds of emerging, which I love to focus on, and executive leaders to keep them energized and accountable towards, game-changing vision. And then we build the systems and the goals that fit within that. And then it's about being a cheerleader in their back pocket. And it's all about holistic, long-term transformational change. And again, just trying to make the world a more just and equitable place. Over the last couple of years, I've gone from getting in front of events, being involved with a lot of startup communities and changing things here, at least in the Northeast here in the US. And I want to continue to do that. And my first book was just published last year. It's called Make Your Own Glass Half Full, The Empowered Path to Optimism and Autonomy. And I want to bring that philosophy to a wider world.
Fantastic. Wow, that's freaking awesome. We have some amazing people in our community, books, podcasts. That's super awesome. Anyone else want to? Excellent. Jan?
Hi. Yes. I have a startup called Portel, which is a platform that supports women-owned e-commerce businesses with a curated marketplace and SaaS programs to help them launch, build, and scale. But what I am doing is I am now starting to have groups come to my house to talk about white people's privilege. And so I'm going to be engaging with white people about their privilege in very uncomfortable ways in order to bring change. Because if we don't do this, we got no future here.
Fantastic. That's really awesome work. Okay. Anyone else? Let's have one or two more before we go on to another question. Go on. If we're all here, there we go. Damien.
Oh, it's not Damien, it's Sabrina, but I'm on Damien's.
Oh, okay, Fred.
We're both on the same
okay.
On the same call rather than having it running on both laptops
Yeah,
today.
true. Okay.
So I'm Sabrina Shady. I am a specialist